Hello, Spectres. Spacey Ghost, back from the void. I'm sorry this is late. I woke up incredibly late. So here we are. I apologize, but that's okay. Hello everyone. What lovely calming music, thank you. It's literally just a Zelda piano arrangement that I found, and it's very lovely. And I think it fits the vibes, especially for this season. Just relaxing piano music in general is nice in this time of year. It's only 12 minutes. Okay. I don't know. It feels incredibly late for me. Also, like, usually I eat my breakfast, like, way beforehand. But today I was just, like, as I was setting this up, just scrambling with my food. Hey, good evening, Low Balloon. Hi, Galaxy. Finally defeated the full Star Team story. I love it. Nice. I was working on that recently. And then, like, I said I was going towards, like, the poison one. And then I realized how underleveled I am. A bit too late into things. I'm so mad. I got as far as, like, the final Pokemon in his little party. And then he just killed everyone. And now I have to start over. I'm gonna grind and hopefully tackle him again, and then get him. Oh yeah, that was all I was gonna say. I wasn't gonna go too deep into spoilers. Oh, remote working today. That's nice. I wish I could work remotely, I say. As I'm currently live on stream. But I mean, like, at my day job, too. Like, I wish I could do all that from home. That'd be lovely. Yeah, they are incredibly tough. And honestly, my whole thing was that, like I could have probably, like, struggled through it, but still gotten him in, like, one try, yeah. But I wasn't prepared for a certain Pokemon. That's all I'm saying. And I should have prepared for that certain Pokemon in my party. That's where I failed. I went so hard on that game, I've done the main story, I've been post-game for weeks now. I know, I'm so behind. But I have, like, no time. I have, like, no time to play, and I really want to play. I'm still, like, at the very beginnings of things. And now I keep seeing people talk about, like, endgame content, and I'm like, no, guys, please. Oh yeah, that's fair, Galaxy. That's valid. That's still cool to see you progress in your work. Also started watching Ace Attorney anime on Crunchyroll, and how is it? Because I still think it's bad. So very bad. And I love the characters in this game. I feel like they really did a lot with, like, the characterization and just, like, the writing in general. I love it. I love it so much. Like, all anyone wants to talk about is just, like, the bad stuff, which is just the graphics and stuff. But, like, everything else about the game is just so fantastic. I mean, it's basically the game in anime form. But, like, I don't know. I feel like they could have done better. But the anime gives us English bloopers. I don't think I've seen the English bloopers. I should. I should look into those. Also, I don't know, I think... I think also the style they use in the anime is, like, very basic as well. I don't know, I feel like they could, again, they could have done better. It's not as bad as the Persona 5 anime, but I feel like it's kind of on par with it. The voice actors did great, but that's it. Which, kudos to them, but still. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay. I agree with you, Becky, about the electric gym leader, but I feel like, if anything, in this game, the only downside is that I really wish they had voice acting. Like, come on. Especially because, like, they gave her a voice. Like, we know what her voice sounds like. Like, they did that whole, like, specific trailer about her, and, like, she talked and everything. So I assumed, like, oh, is this finally when we're gonna be getting voice acting? Nope. No. I've been sipping for the home economics teachers, and I won't apologize. And I love the one with, like, the really wild purple hair. I don't remember her name. I went to school twice. Yeah, I really love her, and I can't wait to interact more with her. There's some really emotional moments, and not having voices is weird. Like, there are so many cutscenes where it feels like that would be a perfect opportunity for voice acting. Like, even if it's not in the entire game, like, those moments specifically. And I even felt this with Sword and Shield, but even more so here in this game. Like, why... why can't we have voice acting? And also, in a phone game, in a mobile game, in Pokemon Masters, they give every character a voice. Like, a canon voice and everything. So if a mobile game can have voice acting, why can't, like, the main series game have voice acting? makes me so angry. It's a small thing, but it's like, come on, if it's so easy, please let us have it. Here we are. We're in the middle of the first aid, of course. Still. We're getting into the nitty-gritty, into the serious stuff. Old bag is out the window. Now we're bringing Adrian to court. And things are gonna be great. And also Edgeworth is here. And so everything's gonna be lovely. I love my fruity duck. I've seen hints of the fruity duck. I love the energy. I don't think he's ugly at all. They just can't have fun. Dude, I can't believe that Adrian. No way, not cool and collected Adrian Andrews. She's your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, her. So after the ceremony during break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time. See, she could have also easily planted that blood-covered button in your— oh wait, that's Phoenix talking. Oh well. Because she was the one who came to wake me up. Yeah, it would have been an easy spot for it. Then dude, you're saying it was really her? Yes. She's the real killer. She's the one who murdered Juan Garada. But why? I thought she was buds with Juan. She has her own agenda. I'm not one to speak about it. What are you talking about? Oh, they're gonna take Merlin off Netflix. They only take off the good shows. Not that I've seen it, but I've heard such good things about it. And I've thought about seeing it. Yes, we are in this case. We are in the thick of it. Man, this case, it's so refreshing to be in a case like this after the last case. I'm sure you'll see by the time this trial's over. You'll be alright. I'll get you acquitted by the end of today. Give me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze, okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude? And then there's this. We don't talk about this. You think her motive is related to Celeste Impact's missing suicide note, right? Yes, 100%. Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impacts as her strength and reason to live. But then Miss Impact suddenly killed herself. Sounds like she left a suicide note and the person thought to have hidden it. Miss Juan Kurata, the victim of this murder. And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Kurata. All to get the suicide note back. Yeah, it sounds correct. But one thing bothers me. Who was it that first told us about the relationship? Who was it? Was it Lotta? Are we saying that we shouldn't trust Lotta? As you stated, Miss Andrews' dependency issues in regards to Miss Impacts. It was Edgeworth. Looks like he's still the one in command of this ship. Don't lay your guard down yet. Alright, I'll try. Thing is, like, I had this realization, like, after last stream. Like, not only does it seem like Edgeworth is now focused on, like, just the truth instead of winning, which is good for him. I'm happy for him. But also, like, he for sure knows the whole thing about Maya's kidnapping, right? Like, I feel like... I feel like he has to know, so... I like that he's doing everything in his power, in the position that he's in, to get us this acquittal. Like, specifically, so we can save Maya. What, but now reconvene? Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please. And now I do have a problem that my water starter was based on a dancer, and so is the duck, so it's a case where my idea became canon, and same with my fire starter. Is that a problem? Oh, okay, I see. Like the water starter in your Pokemon universe game thing. I mean, you can have similar ideas to canon. The prosecution calls the witness subpoenaed by this court. Well, my original concept is now not an original. But, technically, are there any original ideas still out there? I'm sure it's still fine. It's Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Juan Parada's room. What is your occupation? I'm the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Man on Guard. I see, now then. Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request. Oh, yeah, sure, what is it? I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing. I would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently. The judge is uncultured. You don't gotta worry about him. If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all my work for me. Anyway, I was wondering if you would please tell us about your relation to the victim. Yes, I was seeing Mr. Kurata. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan. This was a private matter between Juan and myself, yes. You two are adults. You can do your own things. You have your own lives. So it was a fry bait matter? What? But I didn't kill him. No one is accusing you of that. I think there's someone who would beg to differ. Oops. I'm sorry. I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews. Yes, thank you for being very clear, cut, and dry about this. It's time for the show to start, so when I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room. And there was his dead body. I was in shock. Oh, that was short. Oh, never mind, here we go. What I saw was, unnaturally, the exact same scene as the crime scene photo. Photos I was about to paint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. Oh. You poured yourself a glass of juice. Yes, sadly I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of the crime, and I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing. And that is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor. Okay. Phoenix. She's one cool and collected customer, and she has brains to match. Yes, I know. In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on... Oh, so I can't press? You should disrupt her pacing. Or maybe I do have to press. I just have to press hard on things. She's the type of woman who is easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. So you have to attack when she least expects it. The instant you let up on your offense is the instant this trial is over. Understand? I will do my best. Yeah, it's mostly the fire starter that has me concerned, because literally the two of them are basically the same, but one stands on 2 legs and the other on 4. And they're completely different species of reptile, so maybe that's kind of like your saving grace, so to speak. I surprisingly haven't seen much about, like, the evolutions for Coco. I'm really surprised. It's all mostly the duck. His signature move has the same effects. What? I'm sorry, but also, like, I don't know. Maybe I have a different, like, kind of thinking. I would feel, like, kind of stoked that it's similar. Like, oh, cool, this idea was cool enough that, like, it's actually being used in canon. Oh, I forgot how little health we have. It's okay, we'll be fine. And what was Mr. On Guard doing at the time? He was taking a nap. He was worn out from his mini performance as the Nickel Samurai during the ceremony. Yes, that does check out. He do be napping. And I guess you could say it could not have been taken out of his room, yes? Excuse me? What are you... Right, I thought years of school would have taught you how to construct a sentence. If you can't make a sensible sentence with a subject, then I'll make one for you. Watch. Did you, Miss Andrews, remove Mr. On Guard's knife from his room? No. Subject, verb, object, right? Did you skip basic grammar? The witness may continue. Ouch! Okay, Edgeworth. I thought we were friends now. Oh, no, I didn't mean to skip that. I was so in shock, I just went to the next statement. And why did you do that? As a friendly gesture, one wants to make an appearance with the other heroes. So the show was supposed to be a show of friendship. Well, bully pressing further doesn't bite me in the ass. Is that the only reason? I beg your pardon? What are you implying? You had a certain goal in mind when you started to get close to him, correct? So perhaps you had more personal matter to discuss with the victim? Sorry if I didn't have any such intentions in mind at that time. I can't get her to talk without a strong piece of evidence, I guess. You were in shock. What? Was I not supposed to be? If only Athena were here. And we could really, like, suss out, like, was that really the emotion you had here? Miss Andrews is a very calculating person. Despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Mr. Kurata. Anyone can randomly stumbling upon a dead body. would be in shock. But you can't seriously expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked. Somehow I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not. Nah. This is the photo you're referring to, correct? I feel like we're gonna have to press against this. Not press, but present against this. Yes, the one with the knife lodged in his chest. And the guitar case was like this too. Yeah, because... I feel like when she walked in here, the guitar case was closed. I feel like that has to be it. Or not. Yes, it was open and empty, of course. And then, what did you do next, witness? I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. Was it actually juice, though? Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself. But you didn't drink any of it, did you? There are no lip marks left on the wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it. I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it. Miss Andrews, I would like to confirm with you one more time. You discovered the dead body of Ankarata. You were in great shock. That's when you poured yourself the glass of juice, correct? And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time. Your mind was a complete blank. I didn't think that was possible for you. Are you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake, that one thing. No, don't never mind me. What was she starting to say just now? Miss Andrews, I'm convinced that, as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Actually, so had I. Sorry, it's just kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over. But if you knocked the flower vase over, and the guitar case was already open, wouldn't the insides be wet? Like, doesn't that say so somewhere? Yeah, there's some water, but only on top of the lid. Okay. I know what we gotta do here. This massive glass shards. It was originally on top of the dresser. When I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case. She withheld such an important piece of information. Sorry, I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess. Looks like yet another fact has come to light here. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony. I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else. No, add it to your testimony. Do what he says. I'm still gonna press just in case I have to. What kind of flower vase was it? It was the glass vase, and it was fairly big and heavy. Thought I would try to take Wong's pulse, so I set the glass I was holding down on the dresser. That's when my elbow accidentally hit the vase. Oh my god, Becky. That's what she would like people to think. Always be mindful of the gap between your perception and reality. It doesn't sound like there's any clearing. No, there is one. The only way to make her is to keep on the offensive and not let up. The only way we're going to catch her is with some very strong and decisive evidence, and that we do have. Oh, no, that was the last one. I'm sorry. I have to go right to the guitar case. You testified that you knocked the flower vase over, correct? Yes. And are you sure it fell onto the guitar case? Is there some problem with what I said? It's not some problem, it's a major problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly what was so strange. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, that was true. The case would have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside. Also, Galaxy... Like, that just sucks. Like, sure, they're similar, but, like, not that I've seen the canon evolutions, but, like, there's differences. And, like, people have made Fagamon before that are literally just the canon starters. People need to stop being so, like, uptight about things. That's very true. Furthermore, there's one other strange thing about this guitar case. And what is that? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. It's the fact that there's no guitar. I feel like that would be another shocking thing to her, unless she knew. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor. And what's wrong with that? They're not inside the case either. If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, the glass shards would be inside, not outside the case. That's right, I gotcha. But the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over. Is that all? No. Think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. So she must have been the one to open it. And if that's the case, then, like, what else did she touch? Yes, that's right. She didn't implicitly say she didn't touch the guitar case. But this whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end. I think it's connected. It has no bearing on this case at all. That may very well be. However, no, it is very important. We just don't know it yet. The empty guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case, doesn't it? No. I still feel like it was empty for a reason. I still feel like it was used to, like, smuggle something in that may have led to his murder. It seems that there is no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details about the guitar case? Yes. The empty guitar case. I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle. Heh. I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this, but it is you. Can't believe I'm doing this either. Alright, I'll follow along for now. Also, if we just stopped here, then that's like even less time we have to kind of prolong this and save Maya. Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case. Yes, Your Honor. I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. So for why I opened the case, even I don't know. No? That doesn't make sense. Why would she open the case after seeing a dead body? I wouldn't even bother with the case. That would be like the last thing on my mind. Looks like this really wasn't a very important point. No, it's the fact that it wasn't important. That's... This wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Using anyway to change the topic. A convenient escape for a weak man. Why are you coming for me, sir? Just let me cross-examine. Let me do my job. During your testimony just now, did you remember those events clearly in your mind? Well, you see... Are you sure you're the one who opened the guitar case? Why aren't you answering me? Are you just... She's waiting for someone to tell her if she should answer or not. Sounds like her dependent side is taking over. Well, Miss Andrews... Yes, it was me. So you opened the guitar case then? Yes, well, maybe. What do you mean, maybe? You either did or didn't. Why did you open the guitar case? Huh? Mr. Kurata's dead body was right there in front of you, wasn't it? I would think that the first thing you would do is call for help, not open a guitar case. As the witness had said multiple times when she found the dead body, she was dazed. I mean, I still think that's a stretch. Maybe I was curious to know if the bright red guitar was alright or not. I thought maybe the criminal took it. Why would she care about the bright red guitar? But getting back on topic. It's not a big deal though, the case was empty after all. Was it really empty, though? I was just wondering if maybe when you opened the case, if the guitar was still inside. How long have you been a lawyer, Mr. Wright? Have a little professionalism. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. These trials would be over in half the time if you would just pay attention. Okay, geez, sorry. I'm just doing my best. Is that because you were shocked and dazed at discovering the victim's body? Yes, that's probably it. I'm not gonna get anywhere if I continue pressing her like this. The only way to make her talk is with evidence. I guess I should give it a try. Do we have any evidence? I mean, obviously we do, but like... I wasn't planning on letting up, but... She's at her weakest now, so this is our chance. Yeah, we had a weapon to hit her with. I'm sure our weapon is hiding somewhere in the court record, waiting to be found. What do we have? Do we just present the case again because it specifically says that it has his fingerprints? So, like, there was no way she could have opened it, because then her fingerprints would have been on it. Let's see. My mic is like right in front of where the guitar is, so forgive me for leaning over. That does look like an empty case. I don't think this is anything. Been researching about totem animals. Neat. Minor bear or wolf. Feel like they suit me to a T. Hi, Danny. I don't know if you guys heard her grumble. Yeah, I don't think I've looked into anything like that. Okay, I think... I feel like either this statement needs to be used, or it's this one, because they both talk specifically about her opening the case specifically. Yeah. Do you also agree, Danny? I think I'm gonna use this one. Specifically because it feels like for a lot of these testimony segments, it's always like the last couple of statements that are the important ones. So I think I'm going to present the guitar again, because of the whole thing about fingerprints and like, well, if you open the case, then why aren't your fingerprints on here? Yes! Oh my god, it's so satisfying. When you're like, okay, this makes sense, but I don't know if this makes sense in the narrative, so I'm just gonna do it anyways, and then it ends up being the actual answer. There's no way you're the one who opened the guitar case. Why would you say that? It's elementary, my dear. Because the only fingerprints on this guitar case are those of the victim. What is it, Miss Andrews? What, were you gonna say that you somehow were wearing gloves? You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints just because I touched the case. What do you mean? Watch, she had like some fatal accident and burned off her fingerprints in the past. What if I were to tell you I was wearing gloves at the time, but why? Why would you be wearing gloves at the time? It was the night of the award ceremony. So of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now I remember. I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves. Were you wearing thin gloves, or were you wearing these gloves? Or, more specifically, these gloves. Ah, drink, thank you. What is your zodiac sign again, Spacey? I'm a Taurus. I am very much a Taurus. I love consistency. I love having a schedule. I love comfort. Say what you will about zodiac signs and if they actually mean anything, but like, I very much am a Taurus. Also, if anyone's curious, my moon sign is Pisces, and my rising sign, or ascendant, or however you want to say it, I think it goes by multiple names, is Gemini. Seems the witness was wearing gloves at the scene of the crime. That's strange. You're wearing gloves, isn't that a little strange? Didn't you say that, like, she just was, like, coming to his room just after eating? I don't know about you guys, but, like, I can't have anything on my hands if I'm eating food. Like, even if I'm wearing long sleeves, I have to, like, hike them up. I don't know, maybe that's, like, a weird thing. Maybe that's a thing that's only for me. Oh. Your birth totem animals are the beaver and snake. What does that mean? Also, does everyone get two? I'm so curious now. Why is that strange? You have something that would prove I was not wearing gloves at the time? Oh, yeah, for sure. I don't know why it went that way. Yeah, because this has your fingerprints as well. Are you saying that you saw a dead body and in your shock decided to open a guitar case and then take off your gloves and put them in your pockets and then pour some wine? This ain't juice, it's wine. I don't care what you say. Or what canon says. And then, like, set the glass down. That's too many steps. That's too much. Oh, there's a northern animal and a southern animal. Interesting. Wine glass. You left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass. Easy mistakes, Andrews. Easy mistakes. Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little strange? No matter where you look at it, it is. That you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case, that too. Off to get shopping. Behave yourself, chat. Yes. Y'all better behave. Be good for chat, mom. It was nice to have you, Becky. Oh no, her glasses. Oh, good. She has replacements. That was so smooth. Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time. What do you mean? I believe that guitar case plays a very important role here. It does. It's not just an empty case. What if it really was empty, though? The guitar, the bright red guitar, was at the studio. Phoenix, drop all your presumptions. Yeah, just because there was no guitar inside doesn't mean that it was empty. What was in the guitar case was not the bright red guitar. You don't mean it was a bright white guitar? Shock. Wait, that's not right either. I don't know, Phoenix. You might be onto something. I admit it would be unnatural for someone to do that. So the witness was not wearing gloves despite the fact that on the case. Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactic at work. Steer the court towards an unrelated topic and lull us all into his misguided... No, Your Honor, please recall that Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. Which means that the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it is wide open in the photo of the crime scene. I'm sure this guitar case has some relation to the murder. If you're so sure, right? Then I'm sure you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claim, correct? Please enlighten us as to why the guitar case has anything to do with this murder. Oh no. No, he's got us there. Honestly, both the bear and wolf I feel fits a lot of things about my person. How so? Also, what's so special with the beaver and snake for me? Can you do that, Mr. Wright? Well... Let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in this case. The bright red guitar not being the only thing. You don't mean to suggest it's a bright black guitar? Judge, you said the words before I could say them. So you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty? Is that it, right? I won't say something I didn't intend to prove. Lay that head of yours. You haven't proven anything yet. Now then, let's have it. What was inside the case at the time of the murder? Okay, I'm just gonna go on a whim. And say maybe. One of these. It's one of these. I don't know what's the right one. I want to say maybe this because it specifies about the hidden suicide note. But why would he bring it? That's a question. But like that's the only reason. That's the only reason I can see for her, like, opening the guitar case. And, like, doing a murder to start with. I'm gonna do it. And why would something like that be inside the guitar case, let alone this one? Why, Mr. Wright? Why? Well, I just thought it might have been possible. Oh, that's not it. It teased us by putting the health bar away. Can a foolishly foolish fool get some love? Don't I deserve love? And passion? Okay. For some reason my mind also, for some reason this is also sticking out to me. Because maybe what was in the case has something to do with what he was about to confess. Okay. Oh, I don't remember if I saved before this. What else could have been in the case? It was the juice. The juice was inside the case. That's what happened. I mean, it doesn't even look like she's holding a knife in this photo. But also, it could just be in her other hand. There's no way this would have been in the case. I know a lot of mentioned her camera being stolen, but there's no way it was the camera. No, because it was proven that old bag had it the whole time. Okay, I need a pen. Usually I have a pen on me. I don't know where it went. I feel like I'm at the point where I need to start writing down what I've used so far. Just so I'm not accidentally, like, using the same stuff. Unless maybe a profile could be used. I don't think it could be used, though. Yeah, no. We need evidence. Okay, I'll actually be right back. It'll take, like, 5 seconds. Okay, we're back. So we already used the note and very specifically that report. And we already used ticket. Actually, now that I think about it, like, when did Old Bag have the camera? Was it the whole night? Was that a thing? Was that canon? Was it maybe the magazine clipping? I don't know why. I'm gonna try it. Nope, okay. It was not the magazine clipping. And we're dead. Rats. Okay, we're not that far. Okay. I doubt this is it, but I'm still gonna try it. No. Okay. Could it have been? Unless... Wait a minute. Wait a minute, this was taken after the murder. So maybe it was the costume inside? I mean, that doesn't make sense because, like, I could totally see her just, like, stealing the costume while he was napping. So I don't know how there would be, like, a spare costume inside the guitar case. I'm so stumped. Also, those sound like very, like, generally positive things. I can see them for you. Just to throw things at the wall, I'm gonna use the wine glass. Yeah, no, that wouldn't be in the guitar. No. Yeah, and the stuff that's left over doesn't even make sense. Like this button. Like... There's no way that would be inside the case. There's no way the knife would be inside the case. Because we knew where it came from. There's no way the guitar case what's inside the case. Alright. Internet, help us. Internet, you are my best friend right now. If only I could spell. I know how to spell, I promise. Where is the thing? Oh. Okay, so I was right. I thought we were your best friends. I can have more than one best friend. I'm to find out you love the internet more than us. Well, I've Technically, I've met most of you through the internet. Here we go. We were right. I just didn't think we were right. Look at this photograph. Yes, but what's important is what's in that picture, Your Honor. It's gloves. It doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. What I'm proposing is... inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume. Explain yourself. Oh, I didn't realize you were gone. Yes, I saw. And I feel like they're fitting for you. Are you saying that the witness opened the guitar case to take out a costume? What insane point would there be to doing something like that? That insane point would be to wear the costume, of course. It's almost like it was planted there. As if he knew he was going to die. Miss Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she could make her escape, but why would it be in his guitar case? After all, you couldn't let anyone see you leave, could you, Miss Andrews? I refuse to accept your theory. Do you have anything to support such a preposterous idea? Just outside the door was an investigative photographer who was starving for a big scoop. And in the end, she managed to get this shot, correct? You mean this photo? Looks like we wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we? Nice job, Phoenix, thanks. It was a big struggle. Well, you know my strategy, speak first, think later. So the real murderer was hiding inside a costume. Wait 1 second, Your Honor. The Nickel Samurai's costume would have been Mr. Man on Guard's. Why would something of the defendant's be in the victim's room? Yeah. And again, in his case. That's a little baffling. Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. What was this Nickel Samurai costume doing inside? Is this spare costume? You know... I feel like we've mentioned this before, just like the strange fact. Just the whole press conference thing, and I don't think On Guard, like, knew anything about a press conference. Mr. On Guard did not take his costume off during the break period. In that case, the costume we're talking about was a spare one. So maybe Juan was planning to act like the Nickel Samurai. And, like, go up and do the press conference. What? Then are you saying that on the night of the murder, there were 2 Nickel Samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel? Yes, that's what I'm saying. How do you explain the costume that was inside the guitar case? It would mean that the victim himself had brought this spare to the ceremony on purpose. But why? The victim, Mr. Kurata, was the JAMA ninja. Why would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai's spare costume with him? What could be the reason? What was the reason? I'm sorry, I just saw that you're posted for the beaver, and just the fact that the first one is anxious already nailed it on the head. So far, those do sound like me. Pretty self-contradictory. I mean... I still feel like it checks out. Because, like, sure, I'm anxious, and I second-guess myself all the time. But underneath it all, I feel like I'm a pretty solid individual. And therein lies the sticking point. What are you mumbling to yourself about now? He's just been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue. What's it to you, maybe? Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim had the Nickel Samurai spare costume? Are you sure you can explain this one? I feel like we can. Hey! Beat the Elite Four. Nice. Please do not say anything in further detail because spoilers. But, big congrats. Think carefully before you answer, and then answer with gusto. I believe in you. Alright, this is what I think. The reason the victim brought the Nickel Samurai spare costume to the hotel was this. What is this? On the night of the murder, after the stage show, the Nickel Samurai was going to hold a special press conference. A press conference? Yes, the Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something at this conference. Okay, good. I don't know, sometimes, like, even I do it, I'll admit it. Like, sometimes people get too excited, even when they're trying not to spoil, and then they still spoil. So I just wanted to say so, just in case. I heard about this as well. For once, you're not making something up, right? But what struck me as strange was that Mr. Guard himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night. How can that be? The way I see it, that can mean only one thing. The conference was set up by none other than the victim. The victim? Yes. I mean, it was suspicious from the get-go, the fact that it was like a fully costume press conference. The spare Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Mr. Kurata was going to hold the press conference as the Nickel Samurai. And she would have known that. Or, she should have known that. I mean, given how close they were and stuff. They were probably in cahoots. Because how else would she know to, like, open the case and know that there was, like, a costume inside? Why else would she come visit Kurata? Probably to discuss the press conference and stuff. Also, who knows? Maybe Matt wasn't even sleeping. I mean, he was sleeping, but maybe, I don't know, she, like, put something in his steak, to, like, make sure he slept through the entire press conference. He was going to dress up as the Nickel Samurai and hold a conference. But why would the victim do such a thing? That's something I don't quite know yet, however. What I'm concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at that conference. The Nickel Samurai was going to confess something. And by confess, I'd wager he was going to reveal something about himself. Which means that Juan Kurata, posing as the Nickel Samurai, was going to speak about Man on Guard. Yes, I guess that's what it would mean. But if that's the case, that's not a confession, that's public disclosure. can see why you're pros at what you do. Pardon me? Yes, just as you say, the press conference was set up by Juan. See, she knows. Please tell us what it was going to be about. Please testify. I was the one he asked to help set it up. And the person who prepared the second costume for him, that was also me. Makes sense, because how else would he have gotten it? Given that they're, like, from two separate studios. Juan had bet everything on the Jamming Ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with it. That's what he thought anyway. It's going to ruin him, huh? Looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Is it bad that my mind is going to, like, the worst case scenario in that, like, maybe Matt somehow was involved in Celeste's death? Maybe it wasn't actually a suicide? And do you know what the secret of Mr. On Guards is, Miss Andrews? That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is. I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone. That's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt, after all. Protect Mr. On Guard? And yet again, another strange bit of truth comes to light, it seems. Miss Andrews, if you could, please tell us the truth about your behavior. Please, please. Okay. The snake also sounds, like, pretty generally good. Natural interest for mystical and spiritual matter. I mean, given that I do tarot and stuff, that checks out. The moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what. And he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. You say as you know he was asleep the whole time? My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt I had to protect him. This does account for everything. Well, I'm the logical type. Finally seeing her true self. She's more nervous than a scared rabbit. If the defense can find no fault with this testimony, I'm ready to make a ruling. Oh no. No, no. Please keep that in mind as you cross-examine, Mr. Wright. Looks like somehow everything has swung in the opposite end of the scale again. That just means I have to put my weight into this and turn her logic upside down. Just say that was your intuition speaking to you. Don't confuse my methods of reasoning with your own. Well then. If you want to prove that someone did something, you need 3 things. 3 things? A motive, an opportunity to commit the crime, and finally, decisive evidence. And if you think of these 3 things through, the answer becomes quite clear. Yeah, don't shame me for this, Mia. I do know that. They didn't teach that to us in school, at least not from what I remember. So would you say this need came from the press conference? Yes. Do you know why Juan chose that event in the hotel for the conference? Because that was when he could cause the most damage to the public's beloved man on guard. And you knew of this plan, didn't you, Miss Andrews? Yes, because I was the one who set up the conference and prepared the costume. But I'm sure Mr. Unguard himself didn't know anything about the press conference. Oh, really? Can you show me any proof that he didn't know about the press conference? Anyway, the important thing here is that this information was not in your testimony. Fix that right now, miss. Grasping at straws now, aren't we, Mr. Wright? I know what his motive was, but I don't have any way to prove I'm right. Has Mr. Unguard done something to hurt or betray you personally? Maybe it's something to do with Celeste. Why do you ask? You're the one who helped Mr. Kurata with this press conference. And that event was supposed to bring down Mr. Unguard, yet you still helped out. I feel like you're more involved than you say you were. Like, why go along with it? The person on trial right now is Mr. Unguard, right? What the witness was thinking, helping the victim with his plan, is none of our concern. In any case, this means that the defendant had a motive to kill. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Why is my life this way? But didn't you already testify earlier that Madame Guard was taking a nap in his room? You're telling me now that that too was a lie so you could cover for Mr. Unguard? I'm not telling you anything of the sort. When I went to get him for the show, he honestly was sleeping. However, as to whether he was sleeping the entire time, then I cannot say. Fair. It's too busy setting up the stage at the time. Can't say the same for some people here in this courtroom, however. Oh no. The judge is glaring straight at me. He's glaring at you, smart guy. Nope, it's all you. You can hardly call the knife decisive evidence. The fingerprints on the knife could very well be a clever camouflage, very much so. And what about the button? It could have been planted. It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and his murderer fought. During the fight, the killer ripped the button from the Gem Ninja's costume. You're talking about this button, correct? That button was found on the fleece of Matsukama, isn't that correct? I think that makes it very decisive evidence. Like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright. Anyway, the knife doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your testimony. I can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat. Don't look at me, Mia. I'm doing my best here. Sanders, for right's sake, please add this information to your testimony. That button was torn off a wand during his fight with Matt. Wait a minute. I feel like if we just present the button, that should be it, right? Yeah, sure, we could argue that it was torn off during a fight. But it looks more like it was torn off more closely, like, after the murder. Because how else did it get blood on it? In, like, that specific location, too? Like, right above where the knife is? And how do you know that? And the ends of the threads of the button and the costume are matched up. They're found to fit together perfectly, or so I heard. I've heard that before, too. Why did Miss Andrews know about this case down to such a fine detail? Don't look at me like that just because I'm prepared and you're not. You're almost too prepared, though. Like a person who definitely did the murder kind of prepared. If there's anything to trip her up on, it has to be here, but where and what? Oh, it's the button. But I'm still gonna press on this just in case. What you really did was stab the guy in the back, didn't you? And possibly the front. And at the worst possible time. Yeah, come on, what's your deal? Who's to say she really stabbed the guy in the back, as you put it? This witness could have disclosed things about Mr. Engard at any time. Why then would she wait until there was a large audience before doing so? It's the same reason why Mr. Kurata planned such an elaborate conference. Miss Andrews wanted to cause Mr. Engard as much damage as she possibly could. This witness bears ill will towards the defendant. That's even a better motive for murder. This isn't the Phoenix Wright Rex philosophical power hour. And please, stop slandering the witness. As I expected, Miss Andrews' testimony seems pretty solid. Really, because to me it sounded a little wishy-washy. Well, we'll see if I press a little more. Don't worry, I think I know the decisive evidence we need. If this isn't it, I don't know. I don't know what is. No! Okay. Okay, if it's not the button, maybe I specifically need to do the crime scene photo. Because the crime scene photo shows, like, where the blood would have been when he was stabbed. I don't know, there's something about, like, the whole stabbing. Like, I feel like, wasn't that confirmed that it was, like, after he was already murdered? I feel like it was in the autopsy report. Yeah, because he was strangled, and that was his actual cause of death, and then the knife was stabbed. No. Darn. Man, I know it's impossible, but I really could use for another, like, psych lock little, like, secret reveal situation, just so I can get more health. Okay. So we did the button. We did the crime scene photo. My next guess would be to present the autopsy report, because that specifically has, like, the sequence of events. Yes, okay. This is the victim's autopsy report. It clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by scarf. Haha, joke's on you. A knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died. Here we go. And what does that mean? Let's examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean that it was ripped off the costume when? After the knife was stabbed into the victim. Exactly, which means it's impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle, because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. That's right, Miss Andrews. There's no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was consciously pulled off the victim's already dead body. What is the meaning of this, right? So what if the button was torn off the body after the victim had already died? What does that change? Let me ask you one simple question. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve? Only to plant it on the victim. What purpose? We now know this button was not turned off during the fight, so the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it? Unless maybe while she was dazed and confused, she, like, cut it with the same knife that was stabbed. Ah, welcome back. Yes, everyone was on their best behavior. Does this mean? Does this mean you would know what the murderer wanted to do with this button? To pin the crime on guard, yeah. No, Galaxy was also good. No, don't listen to him. There's only one logical reason for doing something like that. It's to pin the crime on Mr. On Guard. I mean, that's why we're here. There's no way anyone would put a bloody button in their own pants. That's right, Mr. On Guard was set up. By the real killer, of course. And the real murderer is... Well, Mr. Right, who in the world is the real killer then? Hold on. Oh no, run, friend. Run, like your life depends on it. Can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point. Phoenix, you can't let your guard down yet, not until the very end. The real killer, the person who planned to frame Mr. On Guard, is... Ah, good. Miss Adrian Andrews. I choose you. Go, Adrian. You are Mr. Kurata's killer. Oh no, your glasses, again. Mr. Wright, this is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge? Any evidence? I mean... all of the evidence points to Miss Andrews. Or are you not listening? How preposterous, you can't stick any of that on me. I can't, can I? Would you care to test me? Then what about this knife? You stole it after he was done eating. The knife was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. He was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard, naturally. The knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. And the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you. How many glasses do you have, ma'am? I wish I had that many spares. What about the button that was found on Matsukama? This button was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. The only people who could have done so were the person who found his body or the killer. However, if Mr. On Guard was the real killer, there's no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his own Hakama. Yeah, because, like, it's not like the button, like, would have pinpointed, like, anything by just, like, existing on the person. Like, why would he pocket something that obvious? The only person who could have put this button into Mr. On Guard's Hakama is the person who went to wake him from his nap, which is you, yet again. I see, what about the empty guitar case? That is also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. That costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the scene. Now, who could have known there was such a costume inside a guitar case? could only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews. But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the guitar case. And Miss Yu proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time. That's valid. That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something else to open it. But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposely left her fingerprints on the glass to show that yes, indeed, she was the classic dazed discoverer of a dead body. And to top it all off, there is this photo. Photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on Earth can believe this Nickel Samurai is Mr. On Guard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it were him. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not? Yes. It's all coming together. Please stop. I mean, I'm on a roll here. Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? I've got her this time. Miss Andrews? I refuse to testify, but the fact that you refuse to testify... Why would you refuse to testify but wasn't true? What was that? There's a law. Says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me. But either way, it sounds like a confession. Well, yes. You are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination. Allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony can cause damage to themselves. Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. On Guard's room... that's probably what she told her to do. Yes. Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? Alright. That's it. That's when Francisca planted this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews to not testify if things look bad. You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. Thank you. Thank you so much. There's still one thing you haven't done. Oh no, he's laughing. Oh no. What's wrong, right? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence? That's so humorous, Mr. Edgeworth. Has anyone seen the TikToks about boiling lettuce and having it knock them out? No? Is this a trend? Maybe our For You pages are different. Or maybe I'm just not hip with trends. I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless. How so? Everything you have proven is circumstantial. Circumstantial? Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder. Oh no. And the definitive proof is the suicide. Okay. Oh, this is not good. Adrian, I'm so sorry. Did you want to kill Mr. Kurata? I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering. But, Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think? Maybe so, or maybe not. There's nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty due to my silence. Yeah, what should we do? Mia, help. Yeah, I thought it was kind of strange, like you of all people mentioning a TikTok. Yes, yes, I will definitely write that down. Keep it in mind. Somehow, we landed in the worst possible situation. I think we have reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify, and the defense's theory that she is an actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid definitive proof. But that's not true. In this situation, there is only one thing this court can do, no. And that is to declare a recess. I request that both the prosecution and the defense look further into this matter. And at tomorrow's trial, not tomorrow's trial. Oh no. We don't have it tomorrow. We don't get a not guilty verdict today, then. Please wait, Your Honor. That's not necessary. The trial, please continue the trial. What are you sweating for? Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he? I mean, my client maybe, but not Maya. That's not it. This isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya... Maybe he doesn't know about Maya and everything. But it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. No, then, this court is... Thank you, Edgeworth. It is not impossible for this trial to continue. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you? It's true Miss Andrews holds the right against self-incrimination, however, if the topic of conversation were something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony. Yes, that is very true, but... Actually, there is one little thing I'm curious about. Miss Andrews. When you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. Oh, we're back to the juice. Okay. Yes, and... Can't help but think how unnatural that is. Yes, we mentioned this. Usually when one finds a body, they're shaking up, not stirring a glass of juice. So, my actions were unusual, but I've already... Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect. Okay. Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness. Okay. I don't know what it is about Edgeworth today, but I can get a good read on it. Is he friend or foe? I just don't know. Very interesting. Well, for right now, before we dive into things, before we see where this is heading, we're gonna go on break. So I'll see you guys in a bit. I'm gonna go refresh my water, stretch, do all those fun things, and y'all take care of yourselves. Y'all do the same. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back. And of course, immediately as I click the buttons, I realize I forgot my water. But it's fine. It's fine. I don't need to hydrate. Um, I did watch the lettuce TikTok, and it's so strange. It's so strange. Just like just boiling lettuce being the key to like knocking someone out even like better than melatonin. I would never try it. I don't care how sleepy I am. I don't care. I would never be that desperate to decide like, oh yes, I will boil this lettuce and drink it and try not to throw up. Or how sleepy you aren't. That's what I meant to say. It doesn't even matter if it's like 4 a.m. and I need to work at like 7 a.m. Nah, you'll never catch me. A glass of juice. I didn't really pour it for myself. You poured it. Who'd you pour it for? Did you just walk in, stumble upon the body, pour the juice? Be like, here's to you, Juan. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state, and Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. I saw him sitting like that. I thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. In memory of the body, yeah, let's pour one out for Juan. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. And I realized that he was dead. That's when I knocked the flower vase over. So you poured that glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say so? Yeah, why didn't you say so? I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. That changes everything, actually. Please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with this testimony, then there's nothing left. I know. What the heck is going on in that brain of yours? If only we knew. Now that Mr. Right, you may begin. But there wasn't anyone else in the room, right? Of course not. Then who did you pour it for? Mr. Wright, there's a rhyme and a reason for everything. Can you wait a little longer for it to be revealed? Phoenix, you know when the rest of the what is said in the rest of the testimony. Stop being impatient, Wright. In other words, Wright, be quiet and listen. Precisely, I couldn't have said it better myself. So, it was a mess. Are you sure it wasn't messy because of your fight with Mr. Kurata? I understand your frustrations at not being able to prove your theory, however. Before you go accusing people of crimes, go find yourself some evidence. And then, what did you see next, witness? Slumped over. Yes. He was just sitting there with his head tilted forward, eyes closed. It really looked like he was sleeping. It's just me, or did that right there sound a little odd? Then, what did cross your mind? Thought maybe he had smashed everything up in anger because he lost the Grand Prix, and then felt tired after his rampage, so he decided to take a nap. Anyways, that's what I thought. So you didn't think he was dead at all? You thought he fainted. He was asleep at first. Then the room was in such a messy state. I thought maybe he had gotten into a fight with someone. And that's when he went to pour the glass of juice. Yes, he always had a hard time waking up. So Juan always has a glass of tomato juice to drink. Of all the juices, why tomato? Like, orange juice I could see, apple juice even. I was a weird kid, and in the mornings, like, before school started, like, you know how in some schools they, like, have breakfast at the school? I would always, like, dig through the little cartons of juice and look for grape juice. But it wasn't everyone's favorite, so it's really hard to, like, come by. I know, I'm sorry, I have the worst taste. I recognize that not everyone is a fan of grape juice. But either way, I would not assume tomato juice would be among the choices. Unless maybe this is dubbed, and we're talking about, like, Bloody Marys in the morning. Maybe that. Oh, not yuck to grape juice, yuck to tomato. Okay, good, we're on the same page. I do not like tomato. I mean, I like it if it's, like, a marinara sauce. I like it if it's, like, maybe even a salsa. But any other instance, like, I do not like tomato soup. I do not like tomatoes, like, chopped up in general. I know that's usually in salsa, but, like, I'm the weird person that, like, scoops around, or tries to scoop around, like, the really chunky bits. Not for me. And how did he come to realize he was in fact dead? I shook him over and over, but never got a response. So I set the glass down on the dresser and tried to take his pulse. I was shocked, and staggered backward, and it knocked the flower vase over, so that's what happened. Yes. This is what it all comes down to. This is the absolute end for both sides, and Adrian is letting her guard down. Phoenix, now is our best chance yet to kill the the prosecution's case. Isn't that a bit harsh? Andrews, will you tell us the truth this time? Who knows? Maybe it's this one. Just the specific fact that she says the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. Do we have anything that could go against this? I mean, I guess just the fact that there's a straight-up knife stabbed into him. Because, like, if it wasn't her that did that, then, like, how would she not assume that he was dead, just seeing that knife, like, sticking out straight like that and, like, covered in blood? Aha. So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him? No, not at all. Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body, and you said, other than knocking over the vase, that, like, everything was, like, pristine and you didn't, like, move anything. What is the meaning of this? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There's a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Kurata's chest. Just drenched with blood. Anyone who saw the scene would have immediately thought that he was a dead man. Well, you see... I doubt a single person in the world will mistake this for someone who fainted, and then nonchalantly go pour something to drink. Your point is, Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant lie. And your lie is proving one thing very clearly, that you're the real killer. Oh, don't look at us with your pity eyes. Did we do it? Looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant, Mr. Man on Guard, is not guilty after all. Yay! But that's impossible. You're wrong. Miss Andrews, try and have some composure. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you. It was Matt, I swear. He's the one who killed Juan. You were the one who refused to testify. Maybe if you decided to. Maybe we'll figure out someone else who could have done it. And your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself. It's because... Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you? There's only one way through this, Andrews. Come on. I refuse to testify. And then there's no need for the court to continue any further. Mr. Man on Guard's innocence has clearly been demonstrated. Is it over? Is this it? Can we finally have Maya? Have we found the truth at last? What's wrong, Phoenix? Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. And now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't. Maybe she's still desperate enough. Now then, I would like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Matt on Guard. But no! Edgeworth, no! The prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time. But why? No, we've done so much. The reason is quite simple. This witness has yet to speak the absolute real truth. I just want to go home. I just want to save Maya. Come on, come on. Let us have this. The absolute real truth. What are you? Witness, don't you understand yet? Huh? I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Man on Guard will go free, and in his place, you will become the guilty party. That's a lie. I don't believe you. What? Yeah, see, let us have this. Let us have the not guilty. I was told if I spoke, then it would be all over, and Matt would never be declared guilty. What in the world is she talking about? Has she lost it? I can't speak about it, I'm too scared. Yeah, this has to be about Celeste. Don't you remember, Phoenix? Andrews lives by gripping tightly onto the words of another, because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself. And right now, Miss Andrews is... Yesterday, she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss Von Karma. Don't say a word no matter what happens. If you do, Man on Guard will be acquitted. Miss Andrews undyingly believes in those words right now and is clinging to them. And what should we do? This is the first I've ever heard. Those words weren't there. This is the first time I've ever come across anything like this. Miss Andrews has to be the killer, right? All I have to do now is to get her not guilty. That is my only priority. wasn't me, I'm begging you. Please, please believe me. I didn't kill Juan. Help, please, someone help me. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. The court can't continue like this, therefore I'd like to hear what you intend to do. What I intend to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? I wonder if the kidnapper's listening in this entire time. Can we just, like, briefly hide away from everyone, like, dial him up on the transceiver and be like, please help. I promise I'm doing everything I can. Right, I would suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what this witness did and what she did not do. And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime. Isn't that obvious? There's no one else it could be except the woman crying over there, right? Come now, what will you do? What kind of man are you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Request not guilty verdict. Force Andrews to testify. I mean, we want a not guilty. But honestly, I don't know. Even though it's what we need, it feels kind of scummy. And we're not like that. Or Phoenix is not like that. He may be a defense attorney, but he's on the side of the people. And even though Adrian Andrews is not his people, like, I feel like there's still, like, a little bit that we need to discuss before we can, like, properly have a not guilty. As much as I hate to say it. I have to win a complete acquittal today. There's no way around that. But I can't bring myself to do it like this. Not when she's making a face like that. Miss Andrews, you're lucky I'm nice. You're lucky I care too much. I'd like to know what you're really hiding. Mr. Wright, are you sure you know what you're doing? Sure, Mr. On Guard would get an acquittal, but in his place, you would be found guilty. Is this how you really want this trial to end? And if it really isn't her, I would like to know who it actually is. Because, like, it would just be unfair to just, like, focus on the acquittal and put, like, an actual innocent person behind bars. Be quiet, how dare you? You're trying to trick me. That's enough. I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense's theory is the truth. You're wrong. This case made me feel like such an asshole, it was brilliant. Yeah, like, look at her. How can you... How can you just... Like Phoenix said, like everyone else, as soon as, like, all the pieces are laid out in front of you, and it's like, okay, here's how you definitely did it. They caved, and they're like, yeah... Sorry, I actually did it. And they showed, like, their true colors. But, like, Andrews, it's, like, completely different. Ah, you looked at spoilers, Hobo-senpai. Shame. Shame on you. Although, I understand, there's a lot of curiosity with this case. What a shame. I'd hoped things wouldn't come to this, however. Oh no, he's gonna bring it up. Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, it falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court. Oh no. Oh no, I'm glad it's not us doing it, but still, oh no. Stop. I love it so much. The way Edgeworth helped with this was so iconic, especially because it showed us doing what Edgy normally does and Edgy trying to help us, yeah. Like, we got to see, like, a whole different side of him, even if, like, on the surface, it seems like, you know, his, like, usual business. It's actually not. Mr. Edgeworth. This witness. How should I put this? She has an illness. Oh. Because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past. No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here. That's the second part of the suicide report. What will you do now, witness? You know what I'm about to do, don't you? I'll now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews. I don't like this. I know it's important, but I don't like this. The secret of her dependent nature. Having other people know about it scares her more than anything else in the world. If people find out, I'll... If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. As someone who has chosen death before, please, pick a different, a different avenue. I've already been there, done that, sister. How could you be so cold? However, before you die, I'll pull the truth from your still breathing lips. No matter what I have to do. Oof. So, will you tell the court yourself or shall I? Either is fine with me. Oh. Oof. I'll talk, but please help me. Nothing matters anymore. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted, honest. When I realized he was dead, that's when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to the Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. And that's why I ended up using the Nickel Samurai costume. Stab the body with the knife, but why would you do that? I feel like she just saw the body, realized, oh shit, I would be the first suspect, and then decided to, like, incriminate Matt. Yeah, to blame Matt. A certain cowardly man. What do you mean by all of this? It might take this court a little while to understand, but... this is the truth. The real killer is Matt, that scumbag of a man. I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like last time. What do you mean by just like last time, Miss Andrews? So, Miss Andrews stabbed the victim, Juan Carrata, in the chest with a knife. However, she didn't do it with murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt on guard for the murder. And this is her crime. She was very angry, so why not stab her body? Yeah, like... that still... brings the question... who originally strangled him? How is this possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer? This doesn't fit with my fantasy. What? Mr. Wright, please get over your shock and commence the cross-examination. Wouldn't you like to know, Space Boy? But you could tell from the state the room was in that there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say that you did not know he was dead? He had a scarf tied around his neck. That scarf is part of the Jammin' Ninja's costume, so, I didn't think anything about what was strange. His head was all tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up, and went to pour the juice. What is this plan you had? If you let me finish my testimony, goddamn. I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because Juan was going to expose Matt's weakest weak point to the world. Not just his weak point, but his weakest weak point. So Matt did this to stop Juan and silence him for good. That's when I thought, I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt. So the forged pieces of evidence were the knife and the butt. The first thing that came to mind was to plant the knife. That was so you could get the knife, correct? The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. Thought if I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. He slipped in, took the knife, and returned to the scene of the crime. So you're the one to stab the victim with that knife. Gives me goosebumps to think about it now. But at the time, I couldn't control my own body. It moved on its own. Then when I stabbed Juan's dead body, I suddenly realized something. If I used the button somehow, I could make Matt look even more suspect. So you thought to rip one of the buttons off and then plant it in Mr. Ungard's Arcana. Yes, that's what I had planned to do. Things never go that smoothly, do they? What was the inconvenience? So a woman with a camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway. I'm willing to bet my spikes it was Lotta. Oh, good old Lotta Hart. There's also a woman with a ray gun at the ready, pacing back and forth. So many obstacles. I also wish we had more health. We're, like, really right on the edge. Really give us better leeway for things. For mistakes. I'd already been caught and made into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once. So I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again. You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you? Yes, I took it from the Global Studios. I also put it into Juan's guitar case the day before the award ceremony. You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct? Yes. Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret. Yes, I would also like to know the big secret. I feel like that's important. I feel like you would have to have known the secret in order to, like, be a part of this. Oh, uh-huh. You're talking about, like, when a Pokemon gets poisoned. Mm-hmm. I feel like that sound is what, like, goes off in Phoenix's mind whenever he is, like, stumbling and failing. Just at his wit's end. Anyway, I thought that if I were to leave Juan's room in the Nickel Samurai costume, people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume. I think we heard enough. Oh, when they're on the red part of their health point. Okay. I mean, similar. Similar vibes. So after that, you went back to Mr. Unguard's room and planted the button. Into Matsukama? Yes. After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into a bag. And I snuck out of the hotel and got rid of it. Ah, what? What does all this mean? Mr. Edgeworth, is it? The real criminal is man on guard. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk. She said that I should under no circumstances confess to what I had done. That if I just kept quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words. I'm so sorry. She clearly failed you. What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she's not the real killer. Wait, Your Honor, please, please no. The defense still... No, I'm talking. How dare you? Right? It's pointless. At this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Andrews in anything. Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. The cross-examination of this witness is over, and so is today's trial. No. Tried so hard. Couldn't establish that the witness was the culprit. Please let it go, Mr. Wright. But Maya... Mr. Edgeworth, please place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning. Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange her detention immediately. That is all. Court is adjourned for today, but wait! No! I hate the way that echoed. Same. Same, Phoenix. Today's trial, it's over. And I didn't win an acquittal. Pat, 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 pat. Pat, pat, pat. I just want to pat his little spikies. Maybe not directly on the spikes, but you know, like right here. Just, it's okay, Phoenix. All you did is you tried your best. And I feel like we should get some leeway because we arrested Adrian for forging evidence. But granted, we weren't able to do it all in one day, but there's still a chance for us to still get an acquittal. Witness, would you mind if I asked you something? Edgeworth, what are you asking? Not that I'm worried that this will be used against us. I'm just worried the fact that this is off the record, and now that the court has officially adjourned. What are you asking? Edgeworth. Back at attention. Back from my pit of despair. What is it? Before you leave court today, I wondered if I might look at one thing. The card, maybe. It had my interest for quite some time now. What exactly is it? Why is it important to you? Oh, this? Mr. Wright has also asked about this. Although I didn't remember at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright, I remember just now I found this in the room that day. In the room where it happened. That day. Yes. Oh, okay. It's a little out of the way, but it's like right next to the class. Found this card when I discovered Juan's body. Okay, now that that's been explained, I can easily see her just like pouring the juice and then seeing the card and then setting the juice down to pick up the card. That makes sense to me. It's lying there right next to it. I found that card next to the victim's body. I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. But it's not as if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right? Nope. Nope, not at all. It was just among the many gifts. Among the teddy bears. No, Phoenix. Phoenix. It is definitely strange, come on. But as far as a clue to this case, I don't see why. No, it definitely is. Witness that card. Give it to me, hurry. Edgeworth. Edgeworth has been lawyering longer than we have. Do you have any idea what you have stupidly, yet inadvertently done? This. I can't believe you hid this from me all this time. To be fair, it was right in plain sight. She wasn't really hiding it. I've never seen Edgeworth so emotional before. That card. What in the world is it, and what does it mean? To be continued. Do. Alrighty. A bit early, but I feel like this is perfect spot to end things. We have done the first trial. What's gonna happen in the next trial? Who knows? I know. Things are getting really interesting. Things were already interesting. But this is where things, like, really kick it into gear. That's okay. I'm assuming... I was gonna say tomorrow, but it's not tomorrow. Next time we stream, next Friday, we're going to do some more investigating. Because again, clearly... Sure, she stabbed a dead body, but, like, that's not killing a person. There's still the killer out there. So we have to figure out who it is, and also if Maya's alive. Yes, this Friday. The way you ended that with the question mark, I had to remember, wait, is today Friday? Nope, today's Monday. So yes, this Friday. We're gonna pick back up. I don't think we'll have enough time on Friday. Here's my plan. Here's the plan that is running in my head. I don't think there's gonna be a way to, like, finish the entire game on Friday. I have a feeling we're gonna do whatever investigating is gonna happen, maybe start the final, like, court trial bits, and then finish them on the next Monday. And then after that, I'll be on leave for Christmas, so unfortunately, you may not see me until next year, after next week, which sucks. I do want to do, like, a holiday stream like I do every year. I just don't know specifically when that's gonna be, or when that's gonna take place. But I'll let you guys know once I find out more information. So yes, those are my general plans. Yes. But in the meantime, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for stumbling through this with me, despite us, like, being on only a smidge of health. I don't care who it is, I don't care whose Cyclops we have to unlock to get our health back. I just want enough. I just want to be back at full health. Because riding on just that one smidge, ooh, that was tough. That was spicy. Yeah, I hope you guys have a good week. I just plan on relaxing, hopefully playing more Pokemon, probably watching more Christmas movies. Me and my roommates have been trying to watch like a new Christmas movie, like if not every night, then like every other night. And so far we've been running into like so many bad ones. And I know generally they're not like perfect movies, but like atrociously bad. Hopefully after this week, we'll at least find one. At least one. That's all I ask for. Uh, Hallmark and Lifetime ones suck, but they're like the bread and butter. Not that we have Hallmark. Lifetime, I'm not a fan of. That's just because I don't know. There's something about their movies that makes me uncomfortable. Maybe because a lot of the ones that I grew up on had to do specifically with like women in danger, and that's that again uncomfortable for me. But Hallmark is where it's at. Maybe that's our mistake because we don't have Hallmark, and we've only been using Netflix. Although there's one that just came out called "I Hate Christmas." Um, that's like based in Italy and everything. That one I've been enjoying. It's more of like a mini series though, and not a movie. But still, fun times. And every episode's like 30 minutes, which is like rare these days. So like easy to like, you know, binge through it. And I think there's only like 6 episodes. I don't know if it's one of those where they're like releasing more in like later times, but either way. I shall leave and get food. And I shall leave you guys to it. Goodbye. See you next Friday.